Thiruvan Saranai, may the Noble Triple Gem bless you all. Thiruvan Saranai Aran Mahansa, please accept my humble worship. If you see very carefully, this Dhamma is not the one in the books. It is a practical philosophy. It can be seen by the one who follows it. The person who follows this Dhamma can realize it himself and it becomes his own experience. Every moment, this Dhamma can be experienced. We talk about the wisdom of knowing how the mind is formed. Lord Buddha said, Salayatana loko loko. Your five senses creates your world. We live in our own worlds. Chitte niyati loko. We have to understand that the creation of mind happens automatically. It is the chittanyame. To see that, we should have a thorough understanding of Ubbe Nivasanusati Jnana, Chutupapata Jnana, and Asraksha Jnana. You can get more information from www.buddhotpadodhamma.com. Today, our Buddhotpado Dhamma friend will talk about how the mind is created and how the soul is created. Over to you, our Dhamma friend, Thiruvan Saranai.
Thiruvan Saranai Arana Mahansa, please accept my humble worship. Thiruvan Saranai Dhamma friends. Today also we are going to talk about this interested topic of ourselves. I think all of we must know one day who really we are, what we are doing. Actually, what we are doing all the time. We are just going behind our thoughts, isn't it? Whatever said and done, we try to satisfy our thoughts and we are running behind them. But are we satisfied? No, not yet. So the moment we satisfy one, the next one becomes the need. So then we are in a hurry to satisfy that. So this is basically us. This is ourselves. So in this samsaric journey, today, we have been doing the same thing. So whatever the birth, we are inherited with this physical sensor body, our sensor system. And this sensor system is not in any way our control. We can't control this sensor system. The sensor system works in the way it wants. Because we have to understand this is a sensor system. So it will do whatever things to generate sensor pleasure. Because that sensor pleasure is the energy in the system, that is the mind. Basically, mind means nothing else. That is the, that is a spark, that is a vibration. So basically, that is the energy. So mind, then and there, arises as the energy. So there shall be energy to the system. So sensors will do that. sensors will spark and deliver that output. So that output is the mind. So this is a very interesting topic. I think anybody would try to learn this, because this is not difficult, and I think this is not an optional thing for you to learn. I think this is mandatory. Anybody who has eyes, who has ears, who has understanding should definitely try to learn this Dhamma. Dhamma means what? Dhamma means practical thing. So one has to learn this mind. So mind means then and there the spark. Nothing else. The moment you see the tree, that is the mind. So that is the thought. But the moment you look at the sky, then your mind becomes the sky. So it is a different mind. So mind is not a permanent thing. It occur, it disappear, occur, and in the same moment it disappear. So this is the mind. So we have to understand. So it is very interesting when you analyze about the kids, this newborn baby, and this newborn baby has no defense, right? But we understand there is sort of kind of inner thing which will drive its energy to see sensor pleasures. So this happens. So we have seen sometimes the kids, when they taste the milk, then they want it again, right? So when they touch something, they need to touch it again. So if you really analyze the samsaric journey, one can understand. So our birth, if you take from one birth to another birth, if we analyze that in layman terms, we can understand. So at your last breath, what will happen? At your last breath, it will be the final frequency. Because U means nothing else. U means the frequency. U means the vibration. So the final vibration matters, right? So that is the level of vibration would be different from one to another. One would have a very, the rough, the level of vibration would be very high, because so much soul and so much pride, so therefore sometimes so much anger, so the level of vibration would be very high. But there can be another person who's not that, rough. Its level of vibration would be very soft. It will not have much pride or much soul in it. So what will happen, right? So one, at their last breath, definitely will have the last vibration in that system. So the vibration would occur. The vibration would occur, and then that will disappear there itself. So there won't be anything going from there to another birth. So what will happen here? So there would, so even though that particular vibration, the final vibration occur and disappear in that system, because that vibration cannot survive in that system anymore. Because we understand, so in this life also, there is a maximum age where our body can support this this particular vibration, right? So there is a limit in the body that it can support the vibration, that means the mind formation. So after some times, there will be a date that this body will not able to do that support anymore. But does that mean the vibration is over? No. Even though the body is unable to support, this vibration will not over for the universe. The entire universe is a vibration. And you also actually a vibration. You are a vibration zone. And that will not end, even though the body is no more able to support it. So what happens is the final vibration would occur and disappear there itself, but there would be a telepathy, or the resonance would work. So resonance works means so that Okkanti Gabbanti, as per those are the Buddha's words. So basically that a new vibration, kind of telepathy or resonance will form in a new sensor system. So we do not know what's that sensor system. That can be a human nature sensor system, or that can be an animal sensor system, right? So sometimes there cannot be that also possible. I mean, sometimes there can be a situation where there is no physical kind of system. So this is a very universal thing. I mean, this vibration. So that this vibration, the resonance how take place is not done by anybody. This is the law of nature, because for the nature to survive, that will happen. So that means there is power in this vibration. We have to understand. So this vibration has a power, and that power helps to go on the samsaric journey, right? So therefore this itta sanya, or this so there is some perception that there is something. I mean, there is something. So that means there is a feel of some soul, right? So this itta sanya is very important, because that is the string to samsaric journey. So what happens is this itta sanya is the most powerful thing that we need to understand, because this itta sanya is the one, cause your samsaric journey. Because at your last breath, whatever the vibration, that would be a final vibration. There would be nothing going from there to some other place. But definitely, that resonance principles work and it will plug this. If the sanya means what? Whatever that new vibration which occurred due to resonance in a complete new system or new sensor system or in a new body would be definitely be very powerful thing. It's so much powerful. Even though you think that this child is very little child, this child is still, drinking milk, and sometimes you will feel it has very soft perceptions. No, actually no. This Itta Sanya is a very powerful thing. That is, I mean, if in your last breath, in the previous birth, if that particular Itta Sanya or that perception of that soul is so powerful, definitely what is for telepathy now to a new system would be equally powerful. So what does that mean? That means this particular Itta Sanya, this particular perception, this particular vibration has so much of power to drive sensor pleasures into the system. So even though we incorrectly think, it is we who use our use our senses to find sensor pleasures. But actually that's not the case. The secret is this Itta Sanya. With this powerful perception, this powerful vibration. So this would do that job for anybody. So sometimes you will think there is some time time this child needed until words introduce. Of course, through words, the worldly perceptions will be formed. That would be in a later stage. We call Rupa Sanya. So this worldly perception, sun, this is moon, sun, this is tree, sun, this is rose, sun, this is your mother, sun, this is red. So all these things will come at a later point, but we can't forget the fact that that particular powerful Itta Sanya, because that is the most, I would say, important one. That is the one which really takes us from one birth to the other. But what happens is, slowly that particular child will form the world, and that will force him to develop more Itta Sanya. So that Itta Sanya would get more stronger. So that will happen. So therefore we have to understand, now we have come through a very long samsaric journey, and naturally there is a strong impact from the samsaric angle if we try to look at this as well. So this itta sanya is very interesting because if you take a cat or a dog, just see, with its senses, it will, it will eat, it also have kids, it also have kind of education. Therefore the formation of things we have to understand. When we try to understand how the world is formed, to form the world, always the sound is not necessary. It will happen. It will happen somehow or the other. For example, let's assume for a moment, parents will not teach anything to that particular child. Anything. But still, with that itta sanya in place, because that itta sanya is the one doing this. That itta sanya is the one really guiding the entire sensor system to generate this particular sensor pressures. So therefore that child has to look there, look something, taste something, then touch something. So that automatically comes. Because there is a powerful itta sanya. It is not soft. It is not soft. That's powerful from the birth itself. Because that is what God, there is an impact from the previous birth. We have to understand. So now in this life, what will happen? In various ways, things will be formed. That can be through a sound or somehow or the other. The sensor feelings and get combined and kind of perceptions forms. That's completely automatic process that we need to understand. And then another very interesting thing is when we move along the Nibbana path even, we can understand. So one would, get free from this karma world, rupa world, and arupa world. Right? So karma means you understand that is the lust for sensor pleasures, right? So rupa means that the particular things, the worldly perceptions form. Then arupa means, from that word meaning we can take formlessness. But if we really analyze this, even in Nibbana path, one would really experience, once we get through Dhamma, we will realize this outside is not the one which it really can experience. It is all the time the mind experience. So mind will generate some field that's completely, out of our control. And even when we analyze the sensor level things, if sensor creates a vibration only, that will have some way to experience whatever. So the vibration has to happen in the sensor. If sensor does not get vibrate for something, then that part of the world is missing. And the other thing is, the sensor level experience cannot be, felt by the mind, because the mind level, it is always another kind of a resonance take place and kind of previous vibration, some previous experiences felt in the system. So when we analyze from each and every angle, finally what we can understand. Really, a person is completely living in a myth. There's nothing realistic it can find. It really lives in a moment. In a moment without its knowledge, some thought comes. That thought also different from person to person. But that thought is the mind world. So that is the world basically. And really the birth occur in every moment. And birth and the death also occur in the same moment. So therefore there is nothing realistic anybody can experience in this particular system. So that one will understand. So once a particular person understands this, what will happen? It will, this system itself will reduce its pressure for or its lust for sensor pleasures. So the sensor system itself will reduce lust for sensor pleasures. So that means that karma would get reduced. So that this karma world and the rupa world are interrelated. Because whenever you have things only, you feel lust for them. So therefore the karma and the karma world and the rupa world all the time coming together. If you have no things, there is no reason for you to make any lust for it. So what will happen? Gradually, once you move along the Nibbana path, actually there is nobody is working towards the path, but now we understand in the system, kind of, resistance from the system would occur, that it will not have a major panic or major desire for, these outside things. In the sense, whatever these worldly perceptions, whatever this house or son, or husband or wife or relation, so that those things it understand all the time, that comes as a thought only. And then there will not be a major, major kind of lust for it. So that will occur naturally from the system itself. So that means this karma world and the rupa world also we can understand, realize in the same moment. So if one would has a karma world, in this moment only, we have all three. That means we have karma world, rupa world and arupa world. So world means what? World means it is not the outside world. It is the mind world. All the time it is the mind world. So therefore, if anybody in the mundane world will have all the three worlds. Basically, it has the karma world, it has the rupa world and arupa world in the same moment, in the same object or same arana. So it will have all three worlds. We have to understand. It is not another world where we will go after our death. No. Everything we have to understand, realizing this moment. In the Nibbana path, what will happen? One would gradually fade away these worldly perceptions. I mean, the value or the importance or the lust for these worldly perceptions would go away. So that means it will free from Rupa Sanya, Rupa world. So that means definitely Kama world reduces means Rupa world also reduces. But the critical point, I think, is the Arupa, that is this Itta Sanya. This Itta Sanya is the string for samsaric journey. And this Itta Sanya is the one, definitely is tricky. Because even though sometimes one would experience their anger or their, their lust are fade away, their delusions are fade away, but still we can understand, even though one would experience their value that they have given to these worldly perceptions are gradually reducing, they will have an impact from this Itta Sanya. This perception of soul, that's a different vibration. I mean that this particular soul. So that Itta company, or we say that Atma company, or that this perception of soul, this particular thing would be there in the system. That's why this Arupa world is given. So therefore, one who attain Nibbana, we have to understand it will realize all three worlds. Basically, it will free from all these three worlds in the same Aramani or the same object. Basically, it will free from anyway the Rupa world, and it will not have a lust, and it will free from the Rupa world, that is form. There won't be any value to form anyway. And at the same time, it will not have this Itta company as well. Basically, it will not have any vibration on anything. So world means what? World means itself a vibration. So now you understand, when there is any outside thing, definitely there is a vibration. Because there is a vibration that there is something, chair is there. So there is a vibration, right? At the same time, it's another vibration that whenever that particular outside chair exists, automatically the soul also exists. That also naturally comes. But we have to understand that this Itta Sanya is a very serious thing. I mean, it would be very difficult to kind of, get rid of this one, because that Itta company, this Itta company comes. I mean, that's why one would feel that they need to live, maybe, because there is some Itta company. So even though there is no reason for you to live, right? Sometimes you will feel, I do not have any reason for live, means do not take in the wrong way. What I'm trying to emphasize is, if it has no much desire for outside things, so naturally it will not have a major, requirement for self even, to satisfy whatever self. Because all the time we try to find satisfaction from the outside things, no? But now when the desire for those outside things gradually reducing, so it will not have a major, kind of reason to live on a particular thing. But still, this itta company would be there. That means that this particular itta company, there is no requirement that it needs to have a thing. If there is a thing, definitely that is there. But even without any things of any importance, this will exist. That's why this itta company is so much of power. Sometimes Aryan Vahanse asks from us. Now we say no to Aryan Vahanse, now we are now very good. We experience lot of power, raga, dvesha, moha, lust, hate, delusions are fade away. And Aryan Vahanse, we experience a greater difference in ourselves. Then Aryan Vahanse laugh. And then Aryan Vahanse asks, if there is an elephant running, towards us, do we run or do we stand still? So what would be our reaction? So that's the question Aryan Vahanse asked. Then we know we will run. That means what? So this particular itta company is a very strong, one where one has to be successful here as well. So anyway, I hope Aryan Vahanse would explain us this bit more in future. But this is very interesting. This particular Arambane, in a particular Arambane means what? It is a vibration. So that vibration means what? These all three worlds, in this moment, all three worlds create. If vibrated, these worlds are formed. So even if you take this particular arupa, so this neva sanya, na sanya, akinchanchayatana. So I mean, when we listen to these words, we can understand these all are vibrations. I mean, these are just various level of vibrations. So if vibrate, this particular world is formed. So these are just name given for us to understand what it is. Only thing is, since that person is no more attached to the outside world, one who free from Rupa world, what I am talking about, one who free from the Rupa world means it will not have rough perceptions. It will not have Ganasanya. Because it will have no reasons to have its final vibration resonance into physical body, physical sensor system, because that has free from Ganasanya, because its perceptions are now Sukuma or soft. So one who free from Rupa world. So one in Arupa still have a vibration. That is this itta company. So that there also we can understand there are various layers there. So therefore, that this is very interesting that if vibrate only this particular worlds are formed, that means all these are vibrations. And one who attain Nibbana means what? It will free from all these three worlds. Basically, there won't be any vibrations. So, in the sense, it is accomplished, non-vibration. So, therefore, I think we have to understand this, this thought. This thought we have to very correctly understand. Every thought means what? Every thought means vibration. Every thought, it's not meaningful. I mean, whether it is a good thought or a bad thought, whether past thought or a future thought, thought means thought. It is a vibration. So, vibration means it's not a permanent thing. It will occur, it will disappear there itself. Right? So, but you have to understand. One, there are some people who do concentration meditations with the soul in it. In the sense, they have not listened to true Dhamma and their Sakkaya Ditthhiya has not faded away. That means their perception of soul. They do not know how the soul is formed. They do not understand that this is a sense system. They do not understand the soul is the energy in the system. They do not understand it is the key to samsaric journey. Therefore, what will happen? That person also do concentration meditation and then it will keep their thoughts in some nimitigata samadhi. That is sign-oriented point they will keep and they will have the concentration to a particular point. So that person would also experience sometimes Sukuma Sanya, that is the, but we can't say it has free from that particular world. So the real path what we are experiencing is where one would first listen to true Dhamma and then it will move along the path, then it will sort of find Animitta Samadhi. It is not a Nimitigata Samadhi. So Animitta in the sense you will not find the thing. That means there won't be any signs. But the concentration meditation, it's completely different. Where you will just start meditating with a soul in mind. And then you will be on a Nimitigata Samadhi. That is sign-oriented Samadhi. And then there would be a particular stage where you will feel, you continue the Samadhi and then you continue that tranquility position and at one point you will experience that your whole body is not felt to you. Basically, you will experience a situation where it is only the mind. So you will feel only the mind. So mind is there and you will not feel anything, any of the body. So anything, beyond the neck of the body, you will not feel. Basically, you will not feel your body. So there would be a tranquility and only the mind is experience. So that is experience and then so you are not getting any other objects, you are not distracted by other objects and now these are arupa. Right? So these are, that's why this is also a vibration. You have to understand. This is also a vibration. So, but this is not the path. This is not the path. So because the soul is there, anyway the Itta Kampana is there and once you awake from that tranquility, back again you will be experience the same world in the same way. That means back again you will find hate, delusion, anxiety, depression from the outside world. So that then back again you will try to, avoid all the outside and try to experience this samadhi only, and kind of samadhi become a habit to you. Because without the samadhi, you will not, without that tranquility, you will not be able to survive. So that's possible. But now in this Dhamma, it's very interesting. What Arana has explained to us is the true Dhamma. Actually, this one is very practical, because in this one would realize this mind is not meaning. This mind is the soul, and there is no soul either, and there is nothing permanent you can't find here. Basically, you learn about your soul. So if yourself is not there, if this is just a sensor system, then what's the major issue? I mean, is there anything in this world where you have to, you need to lust for? So gradually your defilements would fade away. So this is very interesting Dhamma. So one would gradually, we say Sotapanna stage. That is the stream winner stage, is the where one would fade away Sakkaya Ditthi. That is, one will listen to Dhamma. It's very important. As per the Buddha's word, Sabbasava Sutra, as per the Sabbasava Sutra, it's very clearly explained. It is not through meditation, this Sakkaya Ditthi would fade away. So Sakkaya Ditthi, Vicikiccha, Silabbata, Paramasa. So these are the first three factors. So these would fade away by listening to Dhamma. So that's very clearly given. Therefore, one need to first listen to Dhamma. So what Dhamma? Dhamma about how this particular soul is formed. Right? So then what will happen? It will realize this particular soul means what? It is just a wax image. I mean, there is nothing there. So all the time you believe in a soul, but now you realize that this is just a sensor system. So a sensor system, what you can expect? The system, then and there spark, and then it derive another spark, and that also disappear there itself. So it's a current. So that we have to understand the reality. So once you understand that reality is the stream winner stage, and that will become Patanissagganupassī. In the sense, all the time you were basically moving towards a wrong path, with the wrong notion of soul, you were basically rotating into a incorrect direction, because that system, it was the same system from the birth, but if you take that as a spin wheel, basically that got rotated in a wrong direction with a wrong notion of soul, and that like a spin wheel, it was generating so much of energy, right? So much of energy, and now you realize that energy is this soul. That's why, even though you are very old, now you speak to some old elderly people. Sometimes they are very old. They do not have teeth, right? Their hairs even have gone, but still their ego is very, very powerful. Very so much pride, so much powerful. So this is what happened to us. So, and we have to understand, if our ego is very, very strong in our last breath, that is the final frequency. So Arana very correctly explained to us, it's like a telephone number. Now every person in the world has telephone, so that means I have my own personal telephone number. So telephone means what? So when I call somebody, there is a different frequency, so that frequency automatically start vibrating. So same thing. So same way, like every person who lived in this world has its own telephone number, right? So that final frequency matters. So that final frequency you can't just squeeze and stop. I mean, it will depends upon everything. Basically, if throughout the period, if your soul, if your ego has become so powerful, then the last breath, definitely it will so powerful naturally in that system. So, and what will happen? The resonance would take place. That telepathy would occur, and it will be a new vibration in a new sensor system. So it will back again will do the same thing. So back again the sensor system would drive the energy to that system, and you will suffer because all the time you think there is a soul inside. So there is so much of things for you to do. I mean, eating is a challenge, even for you to dress, to find money is a challenge. Now, every worldly thing is very challenged because it's very difficult to maintain this physical body, isn't it? Because this physical body, this is a sensor system. There's so much things one has to give to satisfy this particular sensor system. So, I mean, it needs medicine, it needs food, it needs water, and it needs shelter. And it needs love as well. So, this is the nature of the sensor system. So, therefore, we need to understand this, right? So, it's raining very heavily now. So we have to understand all the time it is a vibration and it is the resonance, right? So there is nothing more than that in this whole Dhamma. So we have to understand, therefore one who will, move along the path will experience, basically they are gradually escape from the Rupa world. That means it will not have, that perception becomes just a perception only. And there is no major value towards any of these perceptions. So that will naturally occur in the system. But then that Itta Kampana is very important. Because that Itta Kampana would be there. So that is the Arupa world. And that Itta Kampana has to eliminate with the system, right? So that's very important. So throughout all this Dhamma, there is one thing is happening. That is this Satyanana or Yathābhūta-ஞāna, or seeing the reality of formation of the mind. Because even though we know now this particular theory, really what happened is you need to listen the same thing again and again. There is a reason for that. When you move along the path, even what will happen is actually this Atma company, or this soul, perception of this soul is the one which is really, fading away. So gradually that will be increased. So gradually this particular perception of soul would be reduced. in the system, right? So we have to understand. So this is very beautiful. Actually, there was a very interesting conversation, right? So one person asked from Lord Buddha, what is the end of this world? What is the end of this world? I'm sure you also will have that question, because we can understand if you take the scientist, right? So they are searching what is the world in. So through various ways they research this. What is the end of the world? So, but now the Lord Buddha's answer was very interesting, and at the same time, this is highly a practical thing. Practical in the sense, the Lord Buddha's answer was, do not try to see the end of the world from the outside. Instead, try to see the end of the world through thoughts, through your thoughts. So that means what? You have to understand. Thought means what? We understand it is the mind world. So Lord Buddha did not talk about this outside world anyway. So it is the mind world. We can understand that very clearly when we analyze this Dhamma. So it is the mind world. So this mind world means what? It is a series of thoughts, just one after the other. There would be plenty of thoughts, no? So it will be a one thought at a time. In a moment, it would be a one thought. But just one after the other, the thoughts would flow. Nobody can control that. That's a complete natural process. So it is a product of the sensor system. Thought is energy, like a current. It will appear then and there. So it's a vibration. There's nothing more than that. So it is the energy. Mind means the energy. So now we understand that. So then where is the end? Where is the end? What is the end of the world? So we have to understand, friends. We have to understand. This is the most beautiful part of this Dhamma. That is, you have to understand you live in the mind world. So it is the mind experience. And all the time it is the thought, right? So all thought means what? All thought means just a vibration. That's why I told you, you are in the vibration zone. So just one after the others, some perceptions will transform, and you will experience something. In the next moment, it is something. In the very next moment, it would be completely different thing. So no one is doing that cook. In this system, that particular thing will happen, right? So that means world means what? World means a vibration. World means a vibration. So then how to find the end of the vibration? So that's very interesting. So end of the vibration means what? That is, friend, that is the Shana Sampatti. Or that is the blissful moment, right? So Shana Sampatti means, friend, nothing else but there would be a particular moment you will experience a non-vibration. Basically, you are not there. So there's no feel, and there's you are not there. So you have done the same thing, but you are not there. So that's the non-vibration. So all the time you lived in thoughts, you lived in vibration. And so this non-vibration is the important experience, right? So that is the day where you realize that all the vibrations are just meaningless. I'm sure, being Dhamma friends, you also try to understand this thought using different thoughts. You still try to understand this Dhamma in the thought, because there's no other way. First you have to, listen and try to understand. So you will be thinking about this Nibbana path. But actually, this is a one where somebody has to experience this Buddhakshana, or awaking to the moment. So that this is the Buddha's word. Awaking to the moment is the Buddha's word. So it is the Lord Buddha who spoke about this, because all the moment you are in a vibration. That is the thought. Thought means scientifically, whatever the names you use, it is the vibration. This is the scientific angle. It's a vibration. So, and this anatma, non-soul, you have to experience, because all the thoughts, there is soul. You have to understand that if the company anyway there. So the perception of soul is there. So all thoughts is a vibration, right? So this Nibbana means what? It is the non-vibration. So that is the day where you realize all the time you have been living in these thoughts. That means in a vibration, and all the vibrations are not meaningful. So therefore, that is the day you realize the end of the world. End of the world means, Dhamma friends, that is the akampita, or that is the time you experience a non-vibration, right? So that's why Lord Buddha clearly explained, don't try to see the end of the world through outside. You can go on the space searching the end, but you will never ever see it, right? So the world, what the Lord Buddha is talking about, is the mind world. So it is a vibration. All the time you are in a vibration. And there will be a date, once you move along the path, you are awakening to the moment take place. That happens when through your Yatha Bhuta Jnana. That is through your, that helps, because that Satya Jnana helps you to understand the reality, the seeing the creation of the mind. Right? Once you understand the reality of the soul, reality of there would be an inner transformation in you. And so that is the day you will experience awakening to the moment where that akampita, or the non-vibration mode. So, friends, I think the time allocated for today is over. But we can discuss this further on another day. Thank you very much for listening to us. Teruvan Saranai, everyone.
Teruvan Saranai. My today's speech is over. My sincere thanks to our Buddha Dhamma friend for her exceptional speech about true Dhamma and path to Nibbana. Please listen this again very carefully and try to understand. Then you will realize the truth. What our Dhamma friend emphasized through this speech, and practice these teachings and overcome the suffering. Let me worship our spiritual guidance teacher, Buddhotpado Arana Vahasa. Teruvan Sarnai Arana Vahasa. Teruvan Sarnai everyone. Teruvan Sarnai.